I'm feeling loving. It doesn't happen often. We spend most of our lives principally concerned with ourselves, our survival and our own success, narrowly defined. However, at rare moments, we start to think of other people in a more imaginative way. Rather than criticize and attack, we feel free to love randomly and generously. We perceive that the appropriate response to humanity is not fear, cynicism, or aggression, but sympathy. The world reveals itself as quite different, a place of suffering and misguided effort, full of people striving to be heard and lashing out against others, but also a place of tenderness and longing, beauty and touching vulnerability. From this point of view, status is nothing. Possessions don't matter, grievances lose their urgency. If certain people could encounter us at this point, they might be amazed at our transformation and at our newfound warmth and empathy. We have the will to look beyond the outwardly unappealing surface of others in search of the tender, interesting, scared, and anxious person inside. Normally, if someone has hurt us, we see them as horrible. The thought that they might themselves be hurting inside feels very weird. If the person looks odd, we find it difficult to recognize there might be touching things about them deep down. But in a mood of universal love, we might take an unappealing looking person and try and imagine them as a young child, unselfconsciously playing on their bedroom floor. We might try to picture their mother not long after their birth, holding them in her arms, overcome by passionate love for this new little life, or perhaps drunk and passed out, ignoring their desperate cries. We might see a furious person in a restaurant violently complaining that the tomato sauce is on the wrong place on their plate. But rather than condemn and feel superior, we might try to construct a story of how this individual has come to be so impossible and how powerless they must feel in a world where something, and not what they are ostensibly complaining about, has frustrated them to the core. Feelings of universal love are rare, but we should let them remind us of a surprising and important lesson, that with sufficient imagination we could potentially see the lovable sides of pretty much anyone.